Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is my completed pictures for July 2020. And first of all, I'd like to thank my fellow color tubers who messaged me that my video that I had uploaded yesterday was frozen. I want to thank you all very much. I really appreciate that. I was able to pull it back into private and see what I could do. It ended up that it was my phone, but I didn't figure that out last night. By the time I tried uploading it again, I tried everything I could, and I just couldn't get it to not be frozen. And I think I come to the conclusion that it was actually my phone that had done it. I was ready to cry last night. I was just so upset. And so this morning, I had my coffee and thought, okay, you can do this, Pat. So I figured out what was wrong and videotaped like a 1-minute trial, and yeah, it froze, so I knew it was definitely my phone. I changed one of my settings in my video program, and it hasn't frozen since, so let's hope that this is good. So let's start off with, I wanted to do some of the pictures for A Colorful Christmas 2020, sponsored by the lovely Anne from A Colorful Life. And this book is interesting. It's by Scott Cummins, and it's called Nutcracker Art. For those of you who have seen a previous video, I was saying how I wanted to get a book of nutcrackers, and what I ended up with was the Nutcracker Suite, and yeah, I was quite disappointed. This one is all nutcrackers, but it is just their heads. And I am trying to find a book with more nutcrackers because I love nutcrackers for some reason. So that's what I colored for that hashtag. I colored this one from Sherry Baldy's Gnomeville. There was a Christmas one in there, and she's kind of cute, isn't she? I glued some gems to her wings there, but they don't seem to sparkle. I think I may have got some glue on the gems. So later on I'll explain how I changed that on the next video that I put gems on. Well, they seem to sparkle, maybe just a little bit. And this right here is something another friend gave me. It's I'm not quite sure what it's called, but I think it's more for scrapbooking. And from what I could tell on their website, they use it to make flowers, like 3D flowers. So I'm not sure if it can be applicable to my drawings. I couldn't leave the page in the book, because then it would have this bump, and it would make it very hard to color a picture before it. I finished this one off with some washi tape. It looks kind of Christmassy. And I have some sparkle pops in there. And she is cute. I love Sherry Baldy's art. And I use soft pastels for the background. So that's another one for Anne's A Colorful Christmas 2020. This book was given to me by a friend last year, a Christmas coloring book, and it's by Design Originals, and the illustrator is Thania McCardle. And I have actually had one of her other books. It was a bigger one. It might be the owl one, I'm not sure, because I ended up giving that to somebody else, another friend who loves owls. So I did find a nutcracker in here. So I did him. I put some sparkle pop on him. And yeah, I like him. That's what I like doing, is some nutcrackers. For some reason, yeah, I just like them. And this book, Creative Heaven Ugly Holiday Sweaters, another friend gave me. She lives in the building here. And she had this book that she wasn't using. And so this is kind of a nutcracker. It's a nutcracker on a vest, a Christmas vest. And yeah, I love doing it. I can't remember everything I used on this. I just used pencils, and I put some glitter sparkle, some sparkle pop on the snowflake. There you go. Yeah, bright green eyes. Yeah, I'm thinking he's pretty adorable. And I have one more for Anne's color along. And that one is in Romantic Country, the first one by Erie. And this colorful page made a pink Christmas tree. And her dress is pink. There's lots of glitter pop in there, sparkle pop, I should say. There's lots and lots. Let me see if I can get that. Yep, there it is, the ribbon. Isn't that beautiful? I love the colors. And all the ornaments are like kind of turquoises, bluies, greens. Yeah, I made it a theme. Now she's all pink. She's got a pink dress, pink shirt, pink boots, pink socks. Everything's pink. And the Merry Christmas is done in a sparkle pop. Not quite sure. It's like a real deep, deep red, like a raspberry red. I can't seem to get my hand twisted so that it'll sparkle, but I'm going to hope you take my word for it. So that's the last. I think I did, what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 or 6 for Anne. So Gnomeville Besties by Sherry Baldy. Another one finished in here. I love her. And this is the one where I was able to figure out how to get these gems on. What I did was I put the glue on the paper, actually on the flower, the center, and then I just dropped the gem onto the page, and then I slid it over on top. So as I just couldn't manage to hold it and get it right, you know, a little bit older hands than what they used to be. And so these, now they manage to sparkle. So I really like that. And if I color any pages that are before this one, I'll just take this one out like I did the other one with the funny white stuff. I used some, I believe this is, ink. I've lost it. Distress ink by Tim Holtz. And there is a little bit of sparkle pop in there too, Pentel Sparkle Pops. Yeah, she's adorable. Well, I had a lot of fun. I love coloring in these. They're so cute. And I thought I'd try color numbers. I did a long time ago when I first started coloring. After I had got out of the hospital, I started coloring at a place I go, kind of like a care center. And the first book I had bought actually was one of these. It was a color counts, and it had all different animals and fish and stuff in it, and I really liked it. So I thought I'd try one again. I've been seeing you guys have been showing them, so I thought I'd try one. So this one is Fairies, Color Counts, and it is by Mindware. And so I did this one. And she's lovely. I really, really enjoyed doing it. And this one is done with all markers. Don't know what kind, they're just markers. I'm not well, I shouldn't say I'm not a marker person. I do like using markers, but a lot of times I'm coloring in a book that has double-sided pages, so. But yeah, it was fun doing this. I didn't add any sparkle or anything. It was just something that I wanted to do, just to have the palette in front of me so that I could concentrate on each number that I was looking for, and yeah. So that's that one done. And I think I did another one in here. Yes, I did. And this one is done with pencils. So you can see it's not as bright. Well, for one thing, I didn't press hard. I just did it lightly. I didn't burnish any of the colors except for maybe some of the reddy oranges. But this is a pretty one also. And so, you know, now I know I can go and get pencils because I really prefer pencils over markers. Don't know why, just for some reason I do. But this is a very nice one with the cornucopia. Wow, it's a pretty picture. This book I'm really happy with. Intricate Flowers by Jade Summer. Oh, I really like this book. I've done one in here, and it's done with markers, and then it's done with sparkle pops. You'll see them. Oh yeah, right there. Look at that sparkle. Look at that sparkle. It's awesome. I really enjoyed doing this, and I'm going to enjoy doing more of them. Because I usually kind of pick out a kind of an idea what colors I want to do. They could change at any given minute, but I'm not one who organizes. I kind of pick a color and put it wherever I want in the picture. And then I pick another color and put it wherever I want in the picture, and somehow it just kind of works out. And I did one in Power Quotes. I did one by, and it's by Sachin Sachdeva. And I did I Am Blessed. This one is done with pencils. I'm pretty sure I used Pablo's on this. This says June, but it was supposed to be July. You know how you forget the first day of the month, and I labeled it June because all the other pictures I had been labeling, of course, the day before were June. No, I didn't even put sparkle up there. I should have did the sparkle in those stars. But yeah, I'm thinking of taking these out and just putting them on my walls. I used to do that when I was first coming out of the hospital. I had done that. Put reminders like this on the wall, just different, nice sayings. I'm blessed, I'm brave, all those kind of things that we forget about when we're not feeling well. And I like bright colors, so having bright colors on my walls helps me. So I think the next thing that I have is for Kate's Coloring Haven, Whipping the Whips 2020. And I know you've seen these. I did do a kind of a, showed you the whips that I had to do in a previous video. No matter how I put this phone, it just, yeah. Can you hear the impatience in my voice that I'm getting frustrated? I bet you can. Okay, so this is a key. It's got some sparkle pop. I put some distress ink around the edges. So overall, it's not a bad key. I don't mind it. I don't know why I stopped. I think I stopped because I got this far when I started it, and then I just didn't know what to do after that. I was just stumped. But it's done now, so that's for Kate. And I think there's another one in here. I had 5 of them, so I've got 2 done, so I only have 3 more to go. And this one is the necklaces. Now this red heart one is the one that I had done, and then I stopped because it was just, I don't know, I just couldn't figure, the gold was not going the way I wanted it to, so I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. So when I picked this up for the tag, the hashtag, the gold had already been done, and yes, I wasn't happy with it, but I'm really happy with the gems. They just turned out so beautiful. I think there's 3 or 4 shades of blue and then some turquoise in there. And then I just put some white gel pen on top. I think it was a Jelly Roll white. And the dog, I made that a silver coin. And I think it kind of looks silvery. It's better than, than my attempt at gold. And then the chains, I just made different colors, golds and silver. I put pink distress ink around it, and I believe a little bit of purple distress ink also. The Tim Holtz stuff. So yeah, so that one's done. And I only have 3 more to go on this book, and then this book will be all caught up. I had four whips in Flora by Marie Troll, and I got one done. And I really like this one. It's so pretty. I really enjoyed doing this one. I put white jelly roll drops on everything, all my leaves, and at the bottom here is Distress ink, but I put it on with one of those kind of funny sponges that's got the holes in it all over the place, and I kind of squished it up, and I used a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 different greens, and I like it. I like how that looks underneath the spot where my little fairy or my little elf sits. The sky was also Distress, and then of course the white jelly roll dots made a little star. I think I used mostly, let me think, what am I thinking? Pablo's for this one. I wanted the sky a little bit blue, like not black, 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 but kind of dusky, so that I could make that lantern glow and have it all over the picture. Sorry, I'm moving it and it's going in and out of focus on you. I apologize. She is adorable, isn't she, sitting up there on that mushroom? And I think there's sparkle pops on the toadstools, on the mushrooms. Maybe not. I know there's some in those flowers. So yeah, so I've got 3 more to do for whipping the whips. Kate said it's going to run all year, so that's good. And this, oh, if you saw my last video or the one before where I showed you the whips, this one was just, was so upset with it because the flower was just a big, big mess of purple. And I think I got it nice. I think I got it right. I've got glitter. It's glitter like glue. Maybe I have to put some more on there. I haven't sprayed this picture yet, so I can get a little bit more on there if I want to. I did keep doing the Derwent Inktense. I darkened up down on the flower with some Pablo pencils, some more Inktense, and managed to get it reasonably better looking than what it was. I used Inktense for my mouse. I kept parts of his ears a lighter shade. And I kind of tinted his armor here, or his cloak hood. I kind of tinted it a bit of mauvey purple because I figured the moon might be reflecting off the flower from the glow of the moon, because the moon is behind him. I kept around his eyes and his nose just a real pale light color. And I did this from the moon out. I did 3 or 4 different shades of blue Inktense. And then for the moon, to cover up the black line, I used white acrylic paint. And I just kind of feathered it into the blue a bit, just so, and it was over the black line, of course, just so I could get that black line hidden. I tinted a little bit of his cloak here and his arm wrappings with a little bit of mauve and purple to look like a reflection also from this big flower. The stamens, not sure if you can see that. Oh yes, there you can. That and the tunic, the 2 stripes on his tunic and the little amulet around his neck, that's all Pentel Sparkle Pop. But his tunic is made with the glitter also. I colored it a light mauve, and then over top of it I put the glitter. So I really, really enjoyed this page now that it's done, and I got it the way I wanted it. And I'm very satisfied with the outcome. This is my absolute favorite book, so I hope someday to get it done. I think that's it for the whips. So Oh, this page. In Erie, the second tale. I did this double page spread. And wow, it was a lot of work. The windows up here, I did that with Paul Rubens paint, the iridescent ones. I've got Sparkle Pop in lots of places. Pablo pencils. I wanted the horse to be gold, but I'm gonna have to experiment to get it a darker gold. I'm not sure the name of the horse, but there's an actual horse, and it's gold. It's colored. It looks just like gold, and it's one of the 10 most beautiful horses in the world, I guess. And so this one I kind of managed to make it a pale looking gold, but I think I'll try and get that color mastered so that I can do it on a horse if I get another horse. The carriage is all 3 or 4 different shades of purple. I got Pentel Sparkle Pop in there. I've got Pablo pencils. I've got the Paul Rubens paint in there, here, and I believe up here. And I left this, I didn't paint it or color it, and I kind of thought maybe I had forgotten it, but then when I got it done and I looked back, for some reason it just suited it not to have a color around those leaves or whatever those little blue things happen to be, so that's just the way I left it. The columns, these little cement columns, I tried to make them look like cement. And I put a shadow underneath the carriage. By this time I was getting tired of the picture, but I didn't want to have a whip because, yes, with Kate, we're trying to get our whips done. So, no, I'm not going to have a whip. So I got to admit, by the time I got down to here, yeah, I was ready to be done this picture. But in truth, I like it. It came out really good. And I'll just make sure it's a little bit of time before I try a 2-page spread again. So my next book is Fairy Tales by Emily Little Hall Oberk. And I did this page with the squirrel and his quilt and his nut. He's just adorable, isn't he? I figured that I'd make these like blueberries, so they're blues with blue Sparkle Pop in there, in the little end of it. But I shaded the bottom of it with some purpley mauve. I did the quilt in all different shades of like pastel colors, and the same with his pillow, because I knew I wanted the background to be fairly dark so that it would be night. And then, of course, just some white jelly roll for some stars in the background. I kept his down here. Oops, I was touching the phone instead of the page. Down here, I kept it a really light color. I hope I didn't turn this off. No, I think it's on play. No. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. With the trouble I had the day before, I just hope it doesn't happen again. I was so upset. So there we go. A couple more to go. In this book by Jason Hamilton, I'm not sure if you remember, I did show this in one of my coloring books that I had got, The Color Me Beautiful Women of the World. I really like this book, and it's got 3 levels of complexity, easy, a little bit harder, and then more difficult at the end. But also at the end, he has a section of the faces, that a close-up of the faces, so you can practice your skin tones. And I really enjoyed this girl. There's sparkle pop on her earring and the piping around her tunic. I put a little bit of blue in her hair, and her hair, I kind of made it I'm gonna say a dark gray. I didn't want it black, but I wanted it a shade of black. So I went with a kind of a nice dark gray look. Now, I did use a black pencil, and I did use an indigo pencil, I believe, right in here and around, in some spots, to give it that a little bit more of depth there instead of just being all black. I kept the decoration on her tunic in the 3 shades that I used in her ribbon for her hair. And look at that, I just noticed that. I missed a piece of her hair, guys. I have to go back now and color that. Look at this. Look at that. I missed it. Ah, I will finish that this weekend. Get it done. I love this picture, and I really like this book. I hope to do them all. And then my last picture is in the book Loveliness, Women of Flowers Collection 2, by Grazia Salvo. And this has got to be one of my favorite books too. Her drawing is just stunning. There's a bit of light shading on the face, just enough to give you some guidance, but not too much. Sometimes I find some of them are too much and I can't get it covered. I could have done a better job, I think, getting the gray colored in here and around her eyes and a little bit on her neck, but that's, live and learn. I'll do better on my next one. I put a little bit of sparkle pop in the pink. Yeah, there, in the pink flowers. And I did an orange background, a yellowy orange background, and it is pencil. I believe I used Holbein's, Pablo's, my Polly's, kind of did a mixture of pencils. And I really, really enjoyed doing this picture. Her hair, some different shades of brown, a little bit of red, reddish brown, a bit of ochre, brown ochre and golden ochre. And I didn't miss any of her hair. I seem to have got them all. Well, that's it, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you again, my YouTube fellow color tubers, for letting me know that my video had frozen. I hope this one uploads good and that you're all able to watch it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.